Good evening. I had to selflessly sort of promote myself every. Hang on, I'll turn the volume up so it's unbearable. Is that better? That should be better. Right, evening. Hello. How are you? How are you? Are you well? Are you well? Larkbeard, I see you there. I see you. How are you? Oh, Mel Winters as well. Hello, hello. Oh, I've just stuck my finger in my wet palette. Oh, it's going well. Oh, dear chaps, how are we all? Are you having a glorious Monday? I hope you are, because you deserve one, especially you. You've been working hard, possibly too hard. You deserve a break. Anyway, how is everybody? Are we all good? I hope so. I hope so, for the sake of all that's right and holy. Blissful Badger, hello. Chris, hello, buddy. Kazman, a wild me. Ha ha. Oh dear. Doing everything I can to avoid focusing on work today. Bravo, Kaz. I wholeheartedly approve of this method. Multiverse. Twitch is faster than YouTube. I can believe that. I think it's something to do with the system or the software that I use to like stream in multiple places. Nuclear Kid. Hello, long time no see, buddy. Doing adult things. Don't do adult things, Chris. That stuff's overrated. That is massively overrated. I would actually actively advocate against that as being a good thing to do, because it's not, clearly. You just finished pumpkin soup and now to dry brush your Gundam. Well, damn, that's a good way to spend your Monday. Sorry, that's a good way to spend your money though. Monday, trying to salvage a rough day. Oh, yeah, that sucks, Badger. I hear you. Those days when you're just like, today was just a bit. It could have been worse, but it also could have been better. And there was a lot better it could have been, but it wasn't. So we were working on this guy last time. And then having the focus of a 4-year-old, I went and worked on this. Started to get this colour scheme a little bit more down. I'm trying to keep it a bit scrappier, and it's kind of working. I'm kind of digging it, actually. So if you're not familiar, this is a Bulleteer. This is the new style Bulleteer, which unfortunately is serialcast, which means that the details are squishy, and there's like, I discovered there's a huge little like seam line down, mould line down here, and bleh. But hey, it is what it is. I was randomly digging out a couple of Blackout starter boxes today, so similar Future War shooty fun. Yeah, I've seen Blackout, and it looks at me in a sort of comely fashion, and I'm like, no, stop it. I have no time for you. I have no time. I'm in that bit. I don't know if you know what I mean by this, but where you hit that kind of moment where all the like stuff that you need, the boring stuff that you haven't been ordering for your hobby, you need. And so you have to get around. So I was in the middle of like reordering the glue, and I needed some more paints, and I needed some more storage, and it was one of those bits. And as I was doing that, across my thing, is a starter box for Star Wars Legion. And I was like, no, we're hit by boring stuff. Anyway, Ferric, the first thing I heard coming into the stream was you pointing at a Pano remote and saying, Yetch. I thought, yeah, don't be, yeah, I like my emotes. They're nice. Especially because, where does this go? This goes into Shock Army. And Shock Army is good news. Also hosting our first tournament end of the next month. Christopher, bravo. Exciting. How many people have you got coming? That's very exciting, buddy. Listened to Warcore explain Blackout Law. It's very early Infinity sounding. Basically the same game, just less rules. It's fine. It's fine, yes. Ugh, yeah, the Nerd Supply run. That's the one, Nuclear Kid, where it's like, yeah. I have to buy the paint to stick the miniatures together? No, sorry, the glue to stick the miniature, the paint. I stick so much paint on it holds the miniature together. I have to buy the glue to stick the miniatures together. Is it exciting? No, it's not. I could buy extra miniatures with that. But no, they refuse to give it to me for free. So, which is probably best, because I'd probably be a little bit more ballistic with my approach to gluing stuff if I wasn't getting it for free. And that's not a good thing, so. You play Nomads and Ariadne, Ferric. Well, that's a whole life choice. As a Nomad player, absolutely. Ariadne remotes, now isn't that sort of an oxymoron? That's kind of mutually exclusive terminology there, I think. My Shock Army is in transit. I blame you for enabling this. Yep. Gaz, I'm good with that. Any time I am blamed for people getting Shock Army, I'm like, yes, absolutely. And you can thank me later. Because you should. And you will. Because Shock Army is good. Shock Army is the best bits of everything, all mixed into one little happy, completely bonkers, absolutely violent bundle of death. And I think that's nothing but a good thing, in my opinion. People need more of that in their lives. They really do. Even if they, from a certain perspective, you know, they need to be sort of doling it out to more people. They don't need to be receiving it. Apart from in the post as miniatures. But you know what I mean. I think like 10 players. I need to look at that and see. Nice. That's good, buddy. I have to say. Mal Winters is currently... Mal, how are you on a 20 stream streak on Twitch? How? I mean, thank you. But dear God, man. That's a level of... I mean, I have to go with the fact that I have obviously clearly also been here for those 20, but you know what I mean? That's a level of commitment I'm impressed by. So Mike, good evening, first time being on the live chat. Just wanted to thank you so much for your beginner series into N5. Had my first demo game on Sunday and we had a blast. You are most welcome, and that is why I do this. Mike, thank you so much. That is the basis on which the Dice Gods was founded, was getting people to play more games, and hearing that you are enjoying the Institute series and learning Infinity in the process is just freaking cool. So, thank you for joining. Thank you for being here. And yeah, I'm glad the series is helping you out. That is really cool. That is really cool to hear. It's a bit bewildering and scary, because like complete strangers are doing a hobby because of something that I do in my office, which is just cool. I'm just loving it, so thank you. Frick, you have TAC, US, French, so Ariadne. Basically, Firik, you have Ariadne. TAC, US, French, Caledonians, Cosmoflot. Now, I am a little jealous of the Merovingians of the French, but only insofar as that applies to kind of N3 and then stops. Because as soon as we hit that 15 unit cap in N4, well, it was a sad time, let's put it this way. It was just a sad time. You had to start spamming expensive stuff inside of French, which was not the point. Baguette Wee Wee was all about spamming the cheap stuff and having your 24, 25 order list of hilarity. Like, no, don't look at it. If you look at it, it will catch fire and fall over. Don't look at it, but be intimidated by the volume of orders they put down on the table. Nothing's going to happen. I'm going to spend all of them and there's just nothing's going to occur. But by God, you're going to be intimidated by that volume of orders. So, yeah. The French are very fun for shenanigans. And as for nomads, I have Corregidor, I have Tunguska, and the only reason I don't have Bakunin is my wife has Bakunin, and I now have PTSD due to the horrible things that she's done to me with Bakunin, so therefore I can't go near it. If I touch a murder nun, I sort of scream a little bit and throw up in my mouth. It's just not, it's not good. If ever we get divorced, it will probably be based on the violence that she's done to me with Bakunin. Although, having said that, I was talking to somebody the other day, they were using my Zanshi, and I was reminded that my female Zanshi has stabbed Kusanagi twice to death in close combat. So, you know, it's not just been one-sided. Never done it when it mattered, to be fair, but just sort of, when my wife's been like nuts to it, I'll charge around the corner and stab it to death, and then my sort of very concerned Zanshi was just stood there with the knife pointing out, eyes closed, holding it as high as she could, sort of thing, and then Duke went Kusanagi on the end. But yeah, Bakunin, I love Bakunin, but they just, they've hurt me too many times. Way too many times. Started playing Corregidor because I love the Hellcats. Yeah, Hellcats are good. I'm more of a Tomcat fan, to be honest with you. That's more my shtick, so. Oh, blimey. It took an hour, 5 minutes to build Northern Winds. That's such a nice experience. Yes, 15 miniatures in an hour and 5 minutes is not bad at all. Blissful Badger. Northern Winds is just a delight. I actually was just before coming on here, I was recording the audio for my unboxing, which is going to go live actually probably for members tomorrow. And it's, yeah, just remembering opening the box was like, this is just nice. It's just happy. Yellow. Sadly, I will not be able to stay tonight, but I wanted to thank you for fishing for as hard as you do. I'm totally amazed by how good the Northern Winds box is. Oh yeah, you got it today, didn't you? You lucky duck. It's one of those things that you're kind of a little bit jealous when people are doing it for the first time. You're like, it's so nice. So, you click it. I mean, so you're welcome. I'm glad you're enjoying it, man. That's good. Poor Mary Visions. I like their puffer jackets. I loved my French. They were amazing. And I loved having, I've said it many times before, but a 5-man corps of Metros with HMGs. They were rubbish, but they cost less than 100 points. They cost less than 3 SWC for the whole thing, and it was just brilliant. Just magical. Finally off the fence to N5. Been toying with Infinity since N3. Wow, that is a serious amount of consideration before buying. With the quick start guide and the N5 essentials in your videos, we had 4 games in the morning, chatted about the next steps. Good stuff, man. Bravo. Minis are some of the best I've ever seen. The campaign book, or whatever that is called, seems like a ton of fun. Yeah, the minis are gorgeous. And yeah, so Northern Wind for Elderfall Chronicles is peak product. And it comes with a map. It does come with a map. And it's a Soga map. How good. Everything's good about that. It's all good news. Hey, so before I drop all this money on a StarCraft game I'm 50-50 on, do we think there will be any big Infinity announcements at Adepticon? Kaz, I can't answer that question. And the reason I can't answer that question is because of NDAs. Do with that what you will. And I'm not saying that is something that will occur at Adepticon. Or could possibly occur at Adepticon. But there are times after Adepticon. Anyway, so I couldn't possibly comment, Kaz. Who knows? Who knows? I have no idea. Mike, currently my Infinity Forces are LF, good choice, and Ariadne from Operation Coldfront days, bravo. Had the set and the Beyond Coldfront. My son is another Infinity new player and loves Ariadne. An individual, your son is an individual of taste and class. I am a fan of Ariadne, it is good, especially if it's not tack. But if it is tack, that's fine too. It's just, you know, he'll grow out of it, it's a stage. I don't think we are getting anything new until summer. Oh, I wouldn't put any money on that if I were... Nick Jode, hi all, first time viewer, currently sat in work watching, don't actually play but enjoy painting figures, mainly World War II German by Bolt Action. Good call. As a German player myself, you have taste, Nick. We're not doing Bolt Action. I will be doing some Bolt Action at some point. I need to do oil washes on a whole load of tanks. I've got some Panzer IVs that need oil washes and some Panzer IIIs, and then I can finish them up and get them done and on the table. But so that will be coming. There will be Bolt Action at some point. Has to be said. Ferric, I'm prior USMC, and one day a friend walked up, handed me a box with a werewolf and said, welcome to Ariadne. That's the way to do it, Ferric. Where am I in the world? I am a Brit living in the Netherlands. So I'm an immigrant. I'm a dirty immigrant, which in this day and age, proud to be. Multiverse. I think that if I did a second Nomad's Force, it would be Bakunin. I love the vibe of the Reverend Cenobites. Yeah, Murder Nuns are great. They are brilliant. I'll treat your trauma as endorsement of how good they are. They are fantastic. I mean, they are... If you've got something that hard counters their shenanigans, then they have a rough day. But up until the point that they hit... And they do have answers for their hard counters as well. So up until that point, they are just anarchy and violence. And they've got some of my favourite units in the game as well. So in that particular army. So... Hey, Gene Dean! Schusters. Who is Schusters? They said no 2-player starter announcement. That may well be true. I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything then, and I'm not saying anything now. I will say that 2-player stats do tend to be end of year. But I think the straight answer is that I don't know. I got to be careful. We have you got NDAs up the nose with this sort of stuff. So just I don't know. I don't know whether I'd make a purchase right now or not. Let's put it that way. Kaz, that's the honest truth. So, especially if I was American. I'll digress from there. Sorry, not the answer I wanted. What the heck, Kaz? You know. All I will say, my dude, is you have been incredibly hyped about the StarCraft thing. So do that. Do that. It's one of the things that if you look at something, and it has repeatedly, you've got the hype about it, do it. Whatever, if anything is released by anyone else, it's not going to disappear within 15 minutes. It'll be around for a while, so, you know. I am living in the Netherlands multiverse. In mid-June, there's a charity Infinity event in Florida called Dogfinity that supports an animal shelter. I know the one, Ferric. That is a very, very cool thing. I've seen it many times. The creativity that the US community comes up with for doing stuff is just brilliant. It has to be said. Do love it. I feel like since Warcrow, I don't hunger for more Infinity announcements as much. Yeah, I can get that. I'm a Brit from Hereford, currently live in Wales. That's not too far of a trip though, Nick, to be fair. You kind of fall over the whole border, which isn't really there, it's just a line in the map. And granted, the accents get a bit wild, but... yeah. Question. About Northern Winds. Can the 4 heroes be played in skirmish games? Yes, they frickin' can. Oh boy, can they ever. They're a lot of fun. They're really wild. You can find them in the guild hall. I should just talk to Cam tonight. I'm clearly not going to get any work painting done with you lot. You can find them in the guild hall army builder on the website, dude. The unicorn stuff is so much easier to work with than the metal or thermoplastic. Absolutely, I would agree with that 100%. It's why I'm really glad about this stuff. Yeah. This all being unicorn for Warcry. In fact, my review for this went out today to members. It drops tomorrow for free on YouTube. It's not a normal, actually, sort of standard review. I didn't want to do a review because I think a lot of people have talked about it, so there was kind of nothing interesting to say on the "it's a nice product" front, but I had something to say. So, yes, Multiverse, you do, because it's for charity and it's for the puppers, so you need to go and make a trip to Dogfinity. That's the thing you need to do. Absolutely. Heard the chat about StarCraft. I've been watching that as I love the PC game. Suddenly, I have Steel Phalanx Action Pact plus GSA, Sandtrap and Pano started calling. It's the challenge, Mike. There's always something with Infinity that you go, ooh, and it just pulls you back. It's why I've been here well over a decade now, doing this stuff. Yeah, the NDAs are not fun. Or NDAs on NDAs. I forget who I have NDAs with, so these days I just assume everyone's giving me an NDA and I signed it like an idiot. The tariffs are not fun. Hey, Neil, you gorgeous mammal. How are you? Good to see you. How you feeling, bud? The funniest thing is knowing I'm getting a C StarCraft, and then they effing got me the rules for the... Love it. StarCraft looks cool, but the models are humongous, and my basement is already stacked with piles of boxes. Then you won't notice small gaming bench. This is clearly the answer to that. I was going to comment, painting stream with a total of like 20 brushstrokes. Don't frickin' start. Ferric, that's absolutely fine. You are more than welcome to share the Discord link to Dogfinity. That's absolutely fine. I'm not one of... If you start sharing links to other people on Twitch, I might get a little bit like, really? That's how you're going to play it? That might be a little bit rude. But here's a charity event where you can go and throw some dice that isn't currently on. Sure, by all means, go for it. Look, Multiverse, don't start coming over here bullying, honestly. You're tickety-boo. Well, that's good to hear, my friend. I'm glad to hear it. I was talking to somebody about you the other day. I can't remember who. I remember it was complimentary. Oh, I know who it was. It was our mutual friends at Free Company. Talking about your unboxing. So that was nice. See, this miniature is CO cast and it just makes my soul sad. Well, it would do if I had one. If I had somebody else's soul can feel sad for a minute because I'm painting CO cast and it just it doesn't make me happy. It's just a bad product. He says, having bought a product, knowing that it was CO cast and picking up anyway. There's a whole world of stupid involved in that. I got into Infinity through getting into Warhammer through Total War during COVID. That'll do it. You make one bad mistake during, one stupid mistake during lockdown, and next thing you know, here you are. Decisions. I will watch a few more battle reports of StarCraft before I make my call. Then, yeah, I've been avoiding it. This like the problem is I've got a load of stuff that I want to get involved in at the moment, and I don't have time. Like at the moment, just for my community, next month we have an Eldfall Escalation League, and we have a Bolt Action Escalation League kicking off. In the start of this month, we had our narrative campaign for Infinity kicked off, which is already proving some interesting results. Not that the players know it yet, but they are. And then I've got I got this army painted up for the Interplanetario in Spain, which is in August, which is fine. But I also have an invitational tournament I'm going to later on in April, and I want to take them there and sort of give them their debut, and I want to get them on the table painted because I hate myself and sleepers for the week. So the dance card is full. So much as Drop Fleet Commander is calling me back again, I shouldn't. I don't want to. I do. But look, have you seen the ships? They're so cute. And Star Wars Legion is going. Otherwise, Kaz is going to hunt me down and beat me to death with one of those weird 8-sided dice that they use. So yeah, yeah. I'm avoiding it. StarCraft can wait. If I wanted bargain basement basics for summons for Sand Kingdoms, any recommendations? Either you want to go for the ladies themselves and go for these lovely ladies because they're as cheap as they can possibly be. These are the most basic of summons that you can get. Sphinx. But yeah, they're the easiest ones to get in, but they're also very squishy. Earth Elementals and Rock Trolls, is it? I've forgotten. Rock Golems. Rock Golems. I should know that because mine are turning up tomorrow. Those would be the other ones. Rock Golems are a little bit better. Earth Elementals are kick-ass, but then, yeah. Just get the Earth and Creatures pack, you know, it's only like hundreds. Paint some wooden textures on shoes and you will probably be more productive. Really? Instant, just 28 minutes in and Multiverse there with the clog jokes. Besides, I have 100 Pano models to build paint. Them's rookie numbers, Kaz. You'll have them done by the weekend. Crack on, son. Choppy choppy. To be honest, most of the worst CO cast I've had was in Warcry. Infinity CO is usually fine. It depends, like these, yeah. It's just, the thing is, we have non-CO cast, we have Unicool remotes, and they're sharp and they're clean, and this is just like, this is just a bit squishy, and this bit here, there's this seam line just here that's just a bit naff, and it's all just a bit, it's good enough, whereas the ones that are done in Unicool are crisp and detailed and just like, mwah, and then you get this, and it's like, I mean, I can make it work, as long as no one stares at it too much, we'll be fine. Which is not what I want from a product that is as expensive as these are. So, honestly, StarCraft worries me that once nostalgia fall off, does the game do enough different? Is there enough content to keep me making units for only 3 factions? I don't know. Sorry to hijack the... Dude, Kaz, bring it forth. This is the hobby hangout. This is what it's for. And I get that. It was, to be honest with you, when, again, we're going to hark back to these guys, when this was dropping into the world, it was my big concern with Warcrow, because we had 2 factions, and I was like, will they ever get to this point? This is the 6th faction. Are we ever going to get here? Or is it going to be 2, and then they F about, and we get a couple of releases, and we get no more, and all the rest of it? The Corvus Bullies, I mean, say what you like about the issues, and I have a lot, about the issues surrounding Seocast, but the release schedule's been impressive, the quality of the game has been consistent, and when they have been using Unicorn and not screwing about with Seocast, it's been great, it's been lovely. So, you know, they've nailed it. I don't know. I can't even remember who's behind StarCraft, dude. I can't remember who's making it. But yeah. 3D prints. Gotta love them. Yes, Drop Fleet. Don't stop it. Drop Fleet leads to Drop Zone. Drop Zone leads to problems. So we're not doing it. IP is always the most important. Gameplay is like a far second or third behind model quality. I don't know. You say that. If there's good Archon Studio, thank you, love. Appreciate you, buddy. You say that, gaming. I think, see, IP doesn't always work that way because, in my view, let's just underscore that for a minute. Years ago, we had the Alien vs Predator game from, oh, who was it from? Someone or other. Anyway, a company made this Alien vs Predator game, and it had all, on paper, everything was great. And it was hot trash. The game was just burr. Prodos, thank you, Ferric. You're I like you. You can stay. We're keeping you. You're a useful mammal. Yeah, from Prodos. Lovely miniatures. Really, really nice miniatures. Everything in theory was great, but the actual game itself was just terrible. Just no. So IP isn't all. Earthen Creatures is an expansion of Sand Kingdoms. Earthen Creatures is the big box that contains everything that you can currently summon for Sand Kingdoms, pretty much. So if you're planning to play Sand Kingdoms to any extent, you're going to need it. I didn't see an expansion pack for that faction. So the reinforcements box for Sand Kingdoms comes later this year. Yes, later this year. I'm gonna have a red button that I'm gonna put on my desk with NDA written on it, and just periodically go later this. I think it's been announced. Actually, it has been announced. It's been on the Discord, so I think it's June, July time. The expansions for our friends in Sand Kingdoms drop, because we have the one for Helion is weeks away now. I can say that too, and my God. So good. So we've got that. That's going to drop in. Yeah. So yeah, that's Sand Kingdoms is coming, and it's going to be worth the wait. That gives you everything you need to play. Yep, absolutely. What did you delete, Kaz? Don't delete messages. I get so confused. Community spoiler time. I'm in talks with Unicorn to bring some interesting content all about. Ooh. DM me, Neil. Don't give me. Just tell me. Gene Dean, thank you. Blizzard is StarCraft. Archon Studios is one doing the minis. Yeah. But is Blizzard actually writing the game? Because I doubt they are. I hope they're not. StarCraft is Steam Forged games, I think. It's Archon. Apparently it's Archon. Drop Fleet is enough of a money sink even without Drop Zone. Ugh, don't. I told this before, but I used to be a Talon when Hawk War Games made the Drop universe. When Dave, who designed it, was doing it all himself, and I had several armies for Drop Fleet, Drop Zone, sorry, and I had UCM for Drop Fleet and all kinds of fun stuff. And it's a good universe. It's an interesting universe. I think Drop Fleet would be better if it was a proper space battle game. I don't like the landing element, the atmospheric element. So I'm interested to see what the new edition will hold, but I'm trying not to get involved in it. I'm trying to resist, because there's only so many hours in a day, and at the moment, with everything that's going on with Eldfall, And I still need to play some more Warcrow. So, and then there's Infinity, small thing in the room. Flames of War, bolt action. My life is hard. Seriously, dude, I don't know how I cope. Hey, the stuff. Unicorn is very close to being the best material ever for minis. If they can just fix the thin parts warping, it would beat Warhammer sprues. Yeah, but I think Unicorn's really interesting because if you heat the thin parts, they go back to where they were moulded. So you don't have to remold them, which is kind of cool. Well, most of the time you do. GF9, Aliens Games. No, it's Prodos. Another Day in the Court. Yeah, another, it might have been, no, it was an Aliens game. I want to say it was AVP. I can't remember what it was called, but it was by Prodos. And it was just disappointment in a sock. It really was. It was just sad. I remember getting it and building the miniatures and being like, hell to the frack, yes, this is brilliant. I love this so much. The miniatures were just where I needed them to be. And then I played the game and it was like, well, that's rubbish. That's just rubbish. I'm not going to spend my time playing that game. That's just terrible. And I was already ears deep in the blooming thing. So there was that. So yeah, I think IP is important, but I actually think that lore is more important. It's why, like, for me, Warcrow is good. I think like Eldfall Chronicles is absolutely rocking my socks at the moment. The lore, the world they're building, it's all the kind of stuff that I want and the depth that I want, but it's new and it's fresh and it's interesting and like, lads, the stuff they have planned for us. It is definitely a thing. I rave about Archon's dungeons and laser stuff all the time. Yeah, I've heard good things. In Gear, you get one of those. AVP was Prodos. It was. Jarek from Prodos founded Archon after it was dissolved. Interesting to note. Larkbeard. I had almost everything in it because Aliens were my favourite franchise. Firik, I have to tell you at this point, my friend, that at one point I owned 9 different versions of the Alien movies on VHS, on DVD and Blu-ray. I had like, yeah, it was a whole thing. I had almost everything in, because Aliens was my favourite franchise. We're going to talk about disappointments. I had both Halo games. Yeah, let's not talk about that. Let's not even go there. Soga or Goblins is the next faction. Why would you ask me that, Gene Dean? It's clearly Soga. Archon, I think, is the rule designer, just licensing the IP. Cool. Ferric, I'm going to show you something, because yeah, I think you'll get a kick out of this if you're an Alien fan. Sorry, guys, this is real Alien geek for a moment. Now, if we can do this properly on camera, let's see. Let me get my... there we go. Here we go. So, if you're really old, they used to do movie magazines at the cinema and around the cinema that you could buy when they released a movie. And this is the one that came out for Aliens when it was released at the cinema. This is an original copy of it. I picked it up at this little flea market type thing many years ago. I so love this. I shouldn't love it as much as I do, but like, you've got the biology and everything. It's so cool. I love this so much. It makes me happy in really appropriate and very cool ways. So yeah, major Alien fan. Hence the reason, if you were seeing my face tonight, which you're not, but if you were, then you would see behind me there's an alien on the wall. I've got a picture. And oh, where's Alan? One more alien thing, then we're going back to painting. This is Alan. Alan! Alan! Love Alan. Makes me inordinately happy as well. Alan, stay there. Don't. If you suddenly see something scream past the screen and slam on the top, that's Alan. So yeah. Only I've almost all the comics and graphic novels. See, I've managed to avoid the graphic novels and the comics. I have lots of the books as well, and like the technical manual and stuff like that. But yeah, back in the day. But yes, Gene Dean, go Soga, because we are both the good guys and the coolest by far. By far. Hang on, somebody mentioned being tempted on the Dallinair, you should absolutely, if you're in here at the moment, you should absolutely try Northern Wind. It's a thing you should do. Very much so. You owe it to yourself. I've avoided the Black Book so far, Firik, but it's on the list of things that at some point I'm going to hunt down. Very much so. Speaking of alien miniatures, did you see the GMG video of PvE Infinity using alien miniatures? That was quite interesting. Would be keen to see an Infinity PvE scenario listing. Yeah, there's been lots of attempts over the years to get Infin going PvE, and I've never found one that I was happy with. Which is not, I haven't seen the video, so I don't know what GMG stuff's like. But yeah, it's never sort of tickled my pickle. If you know what I mean. It's always been like, So there's been zombie modes and stuff like that around at various points too, and they've always been like, yeah, it's fun. Yeah, it's not what I'm after. Needs something else. I just don't think Infinity's rules lend themselves to PvE, which is really interesting because, of course, Eldfall is kind of Fantasy Infinity, and it's got PvE and it's got co-op and all that sort of stuff with it. So theoretically, it should do, but here we are. No, I just walked in and you said that. I was like, how did you know? I know everything. I watch you. No. Moving on. It's too soon for me to tell you that. You're not ready. Our Northern Wind unboxing is dropping this weekend coming. Oh, okay. Well, mine's dropping tomorrow. Neil, we shall carpet bomb the world with unboxings. Bet yours is different from mine. You guys are all enthusiastic and I'm jaded and just sad. Oni are completely different. They are a totally different faction from Soga. Oni are demon monsters from Doom and the bad guys in Northern Wind. And Soga are the human nation, or one of the human nations, inside of the world of Kalad. Because humans and man is non-native. Dun dun dun! Spoilers that you can find out yourself if you read the lore. That's right, people. Colonizing other worlds. People style. Human style. Oh. I was supposed to switch over my wet palette tonight and I didn't, and now it's biting me in the ass and I'm not happy about it. So I'm just going to share that with you guys. Also, speaking of aliens, what Legion faction are you doing? I'm going clones. Gar for the win. Because I had, like, at the end of the last edition, I had a Gar army that I was really enjoying and getting up to speed and all the rest of it, and then they announced that the new edition was coming and I just dropped it. Because they were very clear that, oh yeah, we're going to get new miniatures and we're going to sort all the miniatures out and they're going to be nice and shiny. I was like, right, fine. So it's going to be Gar. Like me a bit of clones, I do. Got to be done for Star Wars Legion. I also saw Undead in Northern Winds, but I'm not sure if that's just for the RPG. No, it is not just for the RPG. They are summons for Oni. So you can either start them with them in a faction if you bring in your list if you bring certain units, certain models, or you can summon them using ways and means. We do happy surprise. You do happy surprise unboxing. It's really not. Watching your stuff is wholesome as all hell, and I love it. It's everything that wargaming should be. Whereas I'm over here being cynical. You can live with me going Gar. Good. I'll kick your ass with it. When I start my Gar project, I'll be sure to start posting. Please do. I'll be looking forward to seeing it, buddy. Eldfall PvE decent then. What do you need to make it work? Just one of the boss monsters? No. Dallinair. So like, okay. Where are we? We're going to use you. Soga. And then Mark 1's in the box, so you can do Mark 2. So what I'm working on at the moment is a how to play series for Eldfall. And we're going to be doing PvE of like 2 miniatures like this. So we have an Onataushi and a clan champion here for Soga. And their first game is going to be against a couple of gargoyles. Like that. So these guys have got cards. Oh, where are my cards? I don't suppose you're close by, are you? That'd be really convenient. My life is never convenient. I have a very difficult life, guys. Loud sympathetic noises, please. Actually, I can probably use... What's this? I've got cards all over the place at the moment. It's a real problem. I've got goblin cards here. These should have the AIs on them. Because you can use goblins. Here we go. So basically, what you're going to do in the PvE with these guys... Oh, sod. That's not what I wanted to do. Dropping cards everywhere now. Like I said, difficult life. Here we go. So this is a card that will control Goblin Brawlers. So they will always target an enemy without action points, and they will use climbing when able, because they will come with climbing. In the movement step, if they're engaged or an enemy within 5, they'll walk towards the enemy. That's a technical point. If they've got line of sight, they run towards the enemy. Other, they walk towards the closest enemy. So this tells you what that guy will do, irrespective. And then the action step, if you're within base to base, or attack range basically, melee with looted weapons, otherwise you dodge into, or you try and dodge towards basically. So you use these to determine what the enemies do in PvE. Keeps things relatively simple actually. It's a really elegant system, I have to say. And each particular unit has them, so I can't show you that. So here's skirmishers. This is another type of goblin, and they have similar sort of cards with the same sort of process. So yeah, you get the idea. It works really well. It's a really elegant system and simple and straightforward. So PvE works really nicely. Where do these cards come from? So the cards come in the box with the ones when you buy them. So this is the pile of stuff of cards that you get when you get the goblins, because you get both the cards for the skirmish and the cards for Northern Wind. The same's true when you buy like the elementals or whatever. You'll find that they'll have an AI control. It's not an AI, but a PvE control card in with them, essentially. So, BRB, see you in a bit. Frick. All good. Right, hang on. Where are we? Can live with a guy. That makes sense why you like Soga, because you're British. Do expand on that for the class, please, Multiverse. We're all waiting to hear what your opinion is on that one and why that's the case. We also shot a short with our wine pairing videos. I'm looking forward to the wine pairing videos. That'll be glorious. Turns out Northern Wind pairs nicely with an Australian Merlot. Clog clapping noises, dear Lord. Alright folks, back to work. Gene Dean, pleasure as ever. Take care, my friend. Well, I wanted some of the... got you. Well, I wanted some of those gargoyles to summon anyway, so double reason out. Yeah. I'd highly recommend it. If you can get the earthen guys, earthen creatures set, I'd recommend it, because it just, if you've got Sand Kingdoms, it sets you up. If you haven't, it gives you all the stuff that you need to do your kind of PvE shenanigans, and you can go really, because these guys are really basic and squishy, all the way through up to, dear God, what is my life? Why did I choose to do this? This is supposed to be fun. Yeah, which would be your Colossus. And I actually found out, well, I didn't find out, but the other day, somebody was talking about the fact there was a limited edition female Colossus that exists. She is a thing, and she came with the original Kickstarter release for Elfhill Chronicles, way back when. And anyway, so I was talking to my buddies over at Free Company, and it looks like for a tournament later on this year, we're going to have a female Colossus to give away as a top prize to the winner. So I think that will actually be an open tournament. Normally we do kind of closed ones, and we keep it very sort of local games for local players as a rule, but that one I'm going to throw open, and I'll let like Discord know. So if Neil, you guys want to come over and be 3 men in a clog-filled shed to try and win a female Colossus, absolutely can. It'd be good to have you. Do the PvE cards have points values so you can balance your force against them? They don't, because well, if you're doing PvE, you'll normally do it with a quest, and the quest will define what you bring. So like the quest that I'm writing some quests at the moment, and they dictate what you're facing. But you'll also find, like, I think one of the current season 1 quests for competitive play includes, I think they're rock golems they include, and that, you know, it's balanced against that kind of thing. So yeah, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. You'll get a feel for it as well. They are quite squishy, but they're designed to be quite squishy. So until you get to elementals and stuff like that, at which point, as I say, it's kind of a FML moment. That's just fun. It's just, if you're not crying a bit, are you even wargaming? So, great colonizers. Weren't you part of that? I think that was part of the reason you exist, isn't it? That we did the colonizing thing. So you shouldn't complain. You should be grateful. Anyway, I don't think the US at the moment can throw rocks about colonizing and interfering in the world. Anywho, I have the OG model and the OG4 faction Kickstarter box. You lucky cretin, Kaz. Very, very cool, my friend. Just got that model in the big Birmingham box. You got the female Colossus in there as well. You lucky. Everyone's got one apart from me, and I don't even want one. But I don't have one, so FOMO sucks. Because I know I'm missing out. Everyone else has got it, but I don't. Very sad. Very sad. But when I get one, I'm going to give it away, because that's the most fun, I think. If you don't want a miniature, like, there's lots of miniatures that I have in the other room that I don't actually want. I have limited edition Warcores for Infinity. I don't run Warcores, but I had the option of getting them, so I got them. I don't know what to do with them. So there's that to be said. Although I am doing a Warcore for my, I'm doing a Warcore for Shock Army, so. Because, you know, cheap stuff is cheap, which is always good. Always like a bit of the cheap stuff. Got both the Colossus models. You mucky sod. Well, at least if you do a tournament, you can do a mission that beat the Colossus, and you'll at least have 2 tables done. So that's always cool. Although when I do the missions, when the missions go out for PvE from us, then they're going to go with a downloadable PDF where you can print your tokens, so you don't have to actually buy all the miniatures. You should, but you don't have to. So I think that's a bit nicer. You know what I mean? You can play this for free, but you just need to buy this X Euro miniature. Not so much fun. I'm not throwing shade, just making an observation. Also, I didn't vote for the orange and I hate everything he's doing. Multiverse, nothing but love here, mate. It's all good. I'm only teasing. Only teasing. It's the British dry sense of humour. It's one of those things, and I can assure you I've said worse about myself and about the country I'm from, and it's funny because it's mostly true. Anywho, but yes, we're definitely the dirty colonisers, and you will never, ever get in trouble from me for saying that. But yeah, I play rough. It's one of the things. So nothing but love, my friend. Cheap flash pulse bots. What? Yeah, they are cheap flash. They are cheap flash pods. But I don't like. It's like I could take a cheap Warcore for three points, which is fine. Or I could upgrade another unit and make it more useful. I'm upgrading the other unit because I'm not a fan of irregular orders. I like it regular. I'm that kind of guy. I like everything regular. So yeah, I'm not a huge fan. I've never been a huge fan of Warcores. It continues to this day, and it's not going to change anytime soon. So, but I still own. At the moment, I own 4 of them, which is a problem. I've got to give one of them away. I was supposed to give one of them away to my local community at the start of this month and completely forgot to do it. Having just said that now, I've just remembered. So I need to go and do that. Free stuff! Free stuff to your friends. It's always a good thing. I love the green and white scheme. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We are... Shock Army is... Yeah, I want to do these nicely. All of my Shock Armies that I've had, because this is like my 4th, I think. There's jury's still out on that one. It might be my 3rd, but anyway. I've always taken the time to do them nicely because I've always run them a lot. I love running Shock Army. They're the army that makes me happiest. So I kind of want to spend a bit more time on this and just make them nice, but that's... I'm trying not to be too much of a perfectionist, so I want to keep this scheme kind of scrappy, but I'm still working out how far I want to push each one of the colours and how I want it to look at the very end, so it's a bit slower at the moment. I think as I go along it will get quicker as I sort of define the boundaries of how I want the greens to look and such. You know. Thank you, Delano. I'm glad you like the paint job too. It's funny enough, actually, this is the 2nd time that I'm doing this type of green, although this is pushed higher than the other one, because I did a green and yellow-orange Invincible Army, because I didn't want to do the traditional orange and green, and the Jade Empire. I was like, right, we're doing it sort of greeny yellow then, because jade-ish kind of colour. So I took my games as tournament packs for local stores general bench. Did you? Cool. Yeah, we're doing this escalation league for Eldfall over the next 3 months locally, and I've got the season 1 tournament pack for Eldfall coming for that as well. So we're going to have a Red Risotto, whatever she is, the limited edition version of that coming too. Very, very cool miniature. Don't need more than one though, because they are limited to availability 1, but still very freaking cool. Is that pushed enough? I think that's pushed enough. I think we're going to stop messing around with that just there a little bit. Put the last colour on it and be done. Nothing like that in your area? What do you mean down there? What's not in your area? People playing Eldfall. The only reason, I mean, there's in the Netherlands there's quite a few. We had a store that was pushing it, and they were pushing it for a while, and it was kind of not really getting much of anywhere. And then I decided, along with a friend of mine, that we liked it and that it made us happy. So we decided to push it harder. And then our local community kind of then sort of got into it. And yeah, it's kind of caught from there. But a lot of the reason that it's sort of progressing now is because we're making events available. We're kind of having tournaments and having leagues and stuff like that. And that's kind of one of the easiest ways to get a community running, is give people reasons to play. And give people reasons to paint, and give people reasons to hobby. And that very quickly kind of draws them in, and they, the community will catch, and it will start gaining its own momentum. So that's what I'd recommend. If you want to make it happen, that's the way to do it. Make sure people see it being played, give them the opportunity to fall in love with it, and when they have, go, right, come here. We're playing this time, this place. Can you elaborate what you meant on your suggestion of my bots I posted on the Discord for the green? Oh, yeah. You had, like, you had the sort of studio scheme of the orange with the white lines. You had thick lines and you had thin lines. I was saying make the thin lines the alternate colour you wanted to tie back in, because then it keeps the general structure of how the bot looks, while also then tying in that spot colour that you wanted, just to make it a little bit more present on the miniature, if that makes sense. Hope it does. Should do. Solid genius as far as I'm concerned. Well, by my standards. Low standards, granted, but there we are. All right. I launched a UK Eldfall Players Facebook page today. Woohoo! Invite me, invite me. I shall come along. I shall come along and help you scream and post stuff at random and put pictures of miniatures and all that sort of good stuff. I think it should do well in the UK. It's the kind of thing that should work. So if you can't get it off the ground, mate, I'll be very disappointed and hold you personally responsible. That does make more sense. Good. I can see that it's going to work as like a spot color multiverse, but the risk is going too far with it. So, but you want it to be cohesive, and that is always the challenge, is kind of getting that balance right of like, okay, I need to make this color work without making it too kind of, it's pink type, you know? So I get it. And I really like what you did. I have to say, you did a really cracking job on those miniatures, on that miniature, sorry. And it looks really tidy and really clean, which is one of the hardest things to do, you know, when you're painting and stuff. I wouldn't know because I didn't try, but the theory's there. The theory is absolutely there. That's some really great camera work there. I love me painting just off of the area where you guys can see. I think that really adds to your experience. It really makes you feel engaged with the stream, doesn't it? You lucky ducks. But yeah, I was impressed by him, dude. I'll shut a link in the Discord too. Please do. Speaking of painting, I was going to ask, I'm just doing the Blade Brethren Elite. Blade Brethren, what, you mean her hair? Seems to, it has like a tail. Where's the tail? Hang on. I'm trying to think what you mean. She's got the fluff. She's got. I'm not seeing the. Not seeing her tail. Oh, I see. On the inside of her coat, you mean? I see what you mean. Yeah, maybe it is. Ah, it can't be. Well, it might be. Just crazy enough as possible. It's definitely fur. It's definitely fur. Yeah, could well be, man. You could be on something. It's in the middle of her cloak. Yeah, no, I see. I'm looking at the picture on the on Tinterweb. Hang on. If we can make this work. Let's see if we can make this. This bit's always difficult. 1 second. Wait there a sec. Damn. Hopefully this is something that's not going to be a problem. Ah, that worked fine. That worked fine. Yeah, that in there is definitely, that looks like fur, that looks like a tail down there. I don't know if you can see the mouse, but yeah, that definitely looks like a tail. So, yeah, but it's the same colour as her head fluff. So I would match the head fluff with the inside cloak fluff myself. That is definitely the way I would go with that one. Boop. Bom. It's the middle of a cat go elf. Dude, hang on. Where is she? I mean, is the cat girl concept even news in this entire kind of system? No, it's not. No, it's not. So, you know. Doesn't say too much. Although, of course, that's not Thenian. It's not even a Rin, I don't think. Anyway, I'm not repeating that, Neil. You bad person. Honestly, I'm shocked. Keeping the mini in frame while straight. Yeah, it is a thing. Not so. Ingira, don't encourage him, for goodness sake. My goodness me. I do know which one of you's worse, and it's both of you. Shocking. Cat Girl is ripped, mate. She has such a six-pack. It's one of those things where it's like, you can, if you wish, literally catcall inappropriately at her, but she will do things to you that you won't appreciate. She's a very, very built miniature. Have to say. We'll get mine painted for the old... The plan is to live stream a run through of that. It's already public knowledge. I think there's more stuff in that vein coming from Eldfall Chronicles, so I kind of want to do that before anything new in that sphere comes. You know, because maybe they tie together, maybe they're connected, maybe they're not. Who knows? But I kind of want to get that done before the next one does or does not drop. So I've got to get painting because I've got 50 miniatures to do. And then tomorrow, I think it's tomorrow at some point, I'm getting the Blighted Rift spawns turning up. And the Pariah, and the last bits of the Oni as well. And the limited edition Gladiatrix is coming. Although I only appreciated the other day that you can only put 2 Gladiatrix in a single list in Eldfall. Something like Corvus Belli must be a fairy. That's actually for that particular one was for Eldfall Multiverse. Woohoo! Teamwork does in fact make the dream work. You are quite right. Every damn day. Every damn day. It's a bit rough, but it's fine. Yeah, with the Blighted Rift spawn, if you're not familiar with it, it's the biggest miniature in the Eldfall range, I think. Maybe the Colossus is taller, actually. But it is basically, you do the Northern Wind Dungeon Crawler board game, and then you add the Blighted Rift spawn as a literal end-of-game boss. So you play all your way through your quests, a la Gloomhaven type feel, and then you run into this particular brick at the end, basically. So I had to get it because it's got to be done. If you're going to do the whole thing, you're going to do the whole thing, you know. No messing about. We're gonna face the big guy at the end. Plus, who knows? Maybe one day I'll summon it in a game of the skirmish as well. Wasn't there a cat girl in Infinity? I can fix it. No, you can't. Wasn't there a cat girl in Infinity? Maybe that's where they were inspired by her. There have been many cat girls in Infinity at various points, but the most famous one was the Daktari for Nomad the Doctor. That was very. I mean, that was fetish. Let's just call a spade on that one. That was a fetish miniature. Clearly, somebody had something on their mind when they made that miniature, which is fine, you know. If that's how you swing, then I'm not here to judge, but not my type of thing. Show. But no, it's more, I think, that particular Catgirl miniature is, we have Kitsune in the world of Eldfall, so I think it's connected more with that, and the Kitsune are cat people, basically. So let's time back to that. I think more. Whole species of them, as we have seen in Soga, because Soga is the most welcoming. Soga is the friendly. Soga is the nice. Soga is the good guy. Clearly. Very clearly, and we'll not be accepting any questions on that. Uberfall, yep. Uberfall as well, definitely. Uberfall Commandos. Also known as the Uber Fun Police. Because they police your fun and they stop you having it. They do when my wife runs them. She got that nickname, Uber Fun Police, when we used to game at a location in Bournemouth. Because she was surgical with those damn things. It was just inconvenient, the things that she could do and would do with them. Really got to upgrade. I've got to start. I'm going to start, I think, now that I'm certainly painting here on a Monday. I'm supposed to paint here on a Thursday, but I've started a project, and that project is going to eat some of my Thursdays, unfortunately. But I need to upgrade this. I need to change the camera that I'm using, because this webcam is fine for like shooting my face when I'm doing videos for you lot. But I think if we're going to do this, we're going to live stream it, I need to do something with this, because this isn't quite it, I don't think. So we're going to have to do something about that at some point, which is great. Although I do have a giveaway coming up, related but unrelated. I'm going to be giving away some bolt action. Yay! Bolt action makes me happy. We've got some reviews and stuff coming up for that too. I actually was given the option to do some reviews for Conflict as well, Conflict 47, but I can't get into every game in the known universe, even if I may want to, even if that seems like a great idea. It's not. It's a bad idea. It's going to go bad places. So I'm not doing it, but when we got given the option to do some early reviews of some bolt action, well, you know what? I'm not saying no to that. This is just a Logitech webcam. So it's just a very basic Logitech webcam. Neil. They are based off of foxes, that's absolutely true, but it's that kind of cat girl type aesthetic, the ears and the tails and all the rest of it. That character is very similar in many ways to the Kitsune, in my opinion. I need to actually look up and find out whether she is. I'm chatting away and I may be completely wrong. So nobody tell the guys at Free Company they like me at the moment, and I like them liking me, so please don't tell them, and you know. But yeah, no, just a basic webcam. You know, it's one of those things where the live streaming thing was almost kind of like, well, let's just give it a go. Because I thought about doing it for a while, and I didn't think you lot would be stupid enough to hang around with me, but here we are. Anyway. And then the more that I did it, the more that I appreciated that, I kind of like doing it. It's kind of good fun to hang out with you lot. And also, you guys seem to like it, so I'm kind of like, well, fine, then who am I to stand in the way of progress? No one. That's who I am. I am no one to stand in the way of progress. I'm not that person, so. C92, oh good. This might be that. The problem is more that it's autofocus. There's just, I need to upgrade this whole thing. Like, I need to put this like up there on a arm and stuff like that, so that I've got more control over it and things. It's all a thing that needs to happen if I'm going to do it more regularly, which apparently I am doing. So, you know, I'm a great believer of you try it and then you find out if it's a thing, and then when you find out whether it's a thing, then you need to sort of put the time in and the effort in to improve things, and that's where I am at this point. Got to make it just a bit better. Because then you can see how bad my painting is in, you know, 4K, which I think is important. I think you'd all appreciate that. If you're using OBS, you can turn autofocus off. Oh, well, I'm glad to hear there's not that bad multiverse. It's probably every time I look up that it's focusing, but who knows? Because actually, hello. I actually have two webcams that I have that's to set up for battle reports. because these are things that need to happen. But the wife's nicked one of them, and it's not come back. So, you know, although that's a lower spec one. That's my dice tray cam. It's going to spend its whole time staring at a dice tray, and then we'll switch across to it as soon as we start rolling dice, basically. We have a system, we have a process. Yeah, you can disable it on logic cap. You can. I know you can, but then I've got to set up the focus to a point and then stay within that focus. And I am a wiggler and a mover and all that jazz. So I have concerns about that. I like to. At one point I had a really nice Sony cam that I was using for various things and did a great job. But the problem was I wasn't using it to its full potential, and the bigger problem that I had at that point was audio, because my audio was hot trash. So I needed to upgrade my mics. So I was like, you know what, I can't sort of justify right now investing in. I'd already spent quite a lot of cash, like getting stuff set up for recording and things. I was like, I can't justify right now spending more money on new mics. So I was kind of using this camera not to its full potential. So I made the decision to get rid of the camera and buy these mics that I run on, which was the right thing to do. Audio quality is important, and yeah, now I want the camera back. So there's that. It's just the way that goes, isn't it? Got to make the sensible decisions. Like the image quality is good. I'll have to look into that C922 webcam. I think that is what this is, to be honest with you. Hang on, because I've got the stuff in front of me and I can never remember what it is. Or it might be the other one. Boop. Where is it? Gonna look weird for a minute here. Don't push that button. No, this is the other one. I can't remember what this one's called. Anyway, that's enough webcam talk. Oh, I know where it is. It's here, isn't it? Ah, mouse, come back. There we go. So this is a Logitech Brio, which is the next one, I think, after that. But don't quote me on that. I could be talking rubbish. Wouldn't be the first time. Bit more light as well. It's a bit dark, isn't it? Only just realised. Audio is the best fix for... Yeah, agreed. And I had... What I'd actually done is I had a proper Shure mic, an XM7B, which we're getting really into the geeky weeds now. But to be honest with you, I didn't have the expertise to set it up properly, and I was getting all kinds of issues with it. So I switched across to these mics because they were just simpler and more straightforward, and they are. So that was great. You can get a huge amount out of poor video with good audio and lighting. Yeah, no, agreed. Multiverse, lovely to see you, my friend. Take care. Look after yourself. I'll see you soon. So I have to ask, the regular is not worked on because ADHD or the remote is needed sooner on the table, or... Right. Solid, Mike. Thank you. Ingear, the answer to that is that what I'm trying to do is get the scheme down and having broader areas to work on, because this is fine. You know, we've got this leg done. I'm happy with kind of how that looks, but in order for the scheme to be useful, I want to make sure that it works across everything. So getting the remote done, like we don't have the brown on the trousers for this, or the khaki on the trousers, we're not going to have on here. So I want to make sure that when this is all together, that scheme I'm happy with across my remotes, I'm across my tags and all the rest of it. Because this also, so The regulars, obviously, they're lightly armoured, they're more people-shaped. This is more of an indication for me of how things like the Montesas are going to look, with where they're all armoured and stuff like that, so where the different colours are going to go and how they're going to fit together. So this is more about concepting and stuff like that. Like, this weapon at the moment is white. I'm not sure I want it to be. I'm on the fence about that one. This is a Spitfire as well, so we have the magazine under here. Am I going to make that orange? Probably am. But I'm just figuring out the whole scheme on this one miniature and on that one miniature, because like I'm happy with this now. I'm happy with that brown. I'm happy with this. The only question mark I have here is what colour the straps are going to be, but they're probably going to be dark brown. Spoilers. But yeah, he's kind of almost done from a figuring out what's what face sort of perspective. This guy, the reason that I've gone down this leg, and you can't really see very well, but the non-metallic metal here is incredibly basic, is to put this together and see how it looks and be like, okay, am I happy with this? I'll then finish this and I'll stick it on one of the bases and be like, does this work with the bases? If all of that ties together, then I know that everything will be good. So you'd Rose Minis at the moment. I use the Go-Tos at the moment, the wireless Go-Tos, because again, the medium-term goal here is to do battle reports. So the fact that that set comes with 2 mics and it's wireless, very, very useful. Just kind of sorts that particular problem out before it becomes a question mark. And I'm happy with the quality of them, and the battery life on them is great, which is obviously a very important thing if you're going to sit down and record, because like I'm certain you've done battle reports. If you play a 2-hour game, it can be sort of 5 or 6 hours of video. So you need to kind of make sure that the batteries in your equipment are going to last long enough to do it, and these do. So I was really happy with these. They do a great job. I'm highly content with them. I have just realised I've lost one of them. Anyway, but yeah, they're great. Which remote is that for? So this is a Bulleteer for Pan-Oceania. Spitfire Bulleteer for Pan-Oceania. Very smart, Hydra, very smart. Yeah, I've learned over the years that you kind of it's something that works on this sort of scale on an S2 doesn't necessarily work as well on a bigger one. And I've had the situation where I've painted a miniature really nicely, or even painted a fire team really nicely in S2, and I've gone to the remote and gone, okay, well, I'll transition this across. Oh, that's ugly. I don't like it anymore. Great. So sometimes you can get around that and you just do a contrasting colour for the remotes. But if you're kind of committed, which I am with these, you know, where are they? Because it's not a day that goes by without me having to get these out, but we have the aesthetic sorted with the bases. So the bases have a look, and the idea is that these guys are camouflaged within those bases, so they need to have a coherent sort of camo scheme that works with this, and like that is going to go nicely together. That'll be fine, as will this. But if I was going to do these bright red, and suddenly that's not going to work, you know? This is going to just not function, so you've got to plan ahead. You've got to think about what you're doing. Otherwise you bite yourself in the butt. Done it too many times. Use the Holyland Lark Mark II. Not seen them. Not seen them. I shall look now and then judge you. It'll be great. But yeah, I'm not like a expert in audio or video. And worse than that, I'm not interested. Okay, cool. Oh, they're cute. Like those. Interesting. Anyway, You have to know your limitations, and one thing that I suck at is doing things that I don't care about or that I'm not interested in, and working too heavily on video or audio is definitely one of them. I hit my point where I'm like, if it doesn't work, I'm done. So I need a system that I can just plug, play it and go. So that's what these appeal to me very much so. Anyway, I only ever had one of those bots, Nomad's one I think. It was a pain for falling apart, always felt they could do with being resin. This one is actually COCast, so this is resin, so I can throw it around like this. With the metal ones for Nomads, you pin them. What you do is you go sort of up through the base into the body. That's the best way to do it. And just stick a pin straight through and then you're fine. If you're not feeling that brave, then you stick the legs together and pin through 2 of the legs and then pin up, but that's a bit more of a faff. But that's the way you get them feeling nice and solid. So in gear, what we're going to do from here, because I'm kind of happy with how this is shaping up. It's looking all right. You know, I'm not going to win any Oscars for paintwork, but it's doing okay. What we're going to do from here is I'm going to go around and do these legs, can do all 4 legs, because when they're done, I can stick it on the base. And I can finish the interior legs and stuff when it's actually on there, and I can see how it looks and how it feels, essentially, and make sure everything's going to fit together. No, not a hint. No, Neil, not a hint at all. Go for it. I love hearing other people be excited and interested in this stuff. But with the way that my brain works, there's certain things that I can do for days. And there's certain things that my brain just goes, no, I don't care. And you have to know these things about yourself, and you have to accept them, basically. You just have to know where your hard nopes are, and mine are. Like, I used to work in the tech industry, used to work in the IT sector, and you want me to mess around with the server and do certain things on that and certain things on the network and stuff. I will do that all day. That's fine. That's cool. No issues whatsoever. But then other bits of configuration, audio, video, not interested. I just, there's not a single part of me, not one jot, which looks at that and cares. It sucks, because you're like, it would be really great if we could focus on this for 15 minutes joined up. My brain goes, but no, I'm not going to. I understand it'd be useful. Hell, I understand it might even be interesting and fun. It's not happening. Just got to know these things about yourself. Yeah, never thought of that. It's one of those things when you don't think about it, and then you do, and you're like, that's really useful. Yeah. Yeah, the bear pode it's really good. When I first saw that miniature, I was like, if that's metal, people are getting injuries. It's like I've got to paint a Drago for Shock Army. And when I do, that Munchkin is metal. I've painted one of those before. I painted 2 of those before, and each one was a wrist snapping exercise in patience. So yeah, I hear you. But no, go for it. Go for it now. Always talk about it. Project management on point. Thank you, Gear. We try our best. We do our thing. So, and look, merch, which I realised the other day has been written as mech inside a lot of my videos. The link in the description has been as mech, so it shows that you lot read them, because no one's mentioned that. Yeah, I like that when it comes to my customers. Yeah, no, go for it. Very cool. All things are good with camo cream. Indeed. Oh, I haven't put camo cream on it in years, since I was a wee lad. It's a very random thing to discuss on camera. Anyway, there we are. It's the world we're in now, and you can have that piece of information. You're welcome. Right. Now the inside of this, we're going to make it grey, so it's contrasty a little bit. This is a little bit more interesting. I can't remember what this is supposed to be. This is where the COCast comes in, because there's supposed to be details in this like sandwichy bit here. There's some on this back bit. You can see some, but the ones on the front are just like smudge. There is a shape here. Good. What is it? A shape. Thanks, Seocast. So glad you're here. Right, and these are... Right. I thought that was a different colour, but it's not. That is the green. The green. So at least I know where the number's going. Right there. We have some decals. They're going on. Got to put those on. I've still got a whole table to paint before the satellite in May. I'm over here painting miniatures. Nah, it's fine. It's not like the table's incredibly detailed and complicated. No, yes. But anyway, it'll be fine. It will be fine. Like a challenge. Medium-sized breakdown. So around the end of April, these streams are just going to be me sobbing while painting terrain. That's basically what you're going to have. It's going to be very exciting. When will you know if you can come over the satellite, Neil? Because it'll be great if you came. Yeah, it still would be very good if you came. Not just because of your beautiful table, but also because of your beautiful person. Introduce you to Dutch food. It will be a voyage of discovery. Or maybe message me about that on Discord. That's something for a retailer and the test ride. Everyone needs a mech. At least one, maybe 5. Mechs are good for you. Keep you healthy, young. Keep your skin all supple and youthful. So I'm told anyway. If that was true, I would not look as old as I do. This is some very dirty blending, but that's cool. It kind of goes with the aesthetic. I'm toying with the idea of doing weathering, but then it's like if you've got to start weathering everything, then the time frame for everything to be done just goes up. Which is that would be cool, and I do want to do a nice job on these. I don't want to still be painting them in 10 years' time. Again, know your limits. Multicam, subcam, tier cam, this is it. Absolutely. All the way. Why do I do this to myself? Why am I like this? Anyway. Standard Friday night fare. Yeah, do drop me a catch up, buddy. It'd be good to know how you do. Not even from the perspective of the satellite, just check it in, see how you're doing. Enough about that. Anywho. Yeah, we're clipping along nicely now. I love the way I was like, I've got to paint the feet so I can stick it on the base, and then I proceeded to paint something that isn't the feet, which does not get the thing stuck on the base. But it does make it look cool, so that's important. I think I need a little bit more colour underneath here. I think this needs a bit of colour. Not much, just a little bit. We push this a little bit there, I think that will help. Just round it out a little bit. Make the light flow a little bit better. I have no idea what you just sent me on Discord, but I am intrigued as all hell, Neil. I have to say. Right, feet. Let's do the feet. Not that kind of stream, don't get too excited, you know who you are. So, dark grey around the outside of these legs. Be a bit quick and dirty with this bit because I'm going to block it all in with the green in a sec. I've got to look to see whether I can get... Because you can do more with music on Twitch than you can on YouTube. I need to see what I can do on that front. the concept of subjecting all of you to my musical tastes as we paint together would be, you know, way too entertaining. I'm sure you'd love it. Lucy, our cat, has officially approved tonight's stream. Good. Thanks, Lucy. Appreciate you. It's always nice when you get approval from a cat, a genuine cat, rather than just a cat girl. I mean, cat girls are welcome to approve as well. Clearly, I don't want to feel like anyone's being discriminated against here. Yeah. That our feline friend is contented. Very much appreciated, Lucy. Thank you very much. My mother is over visiting from the UK at the moment, which means that the dogs that would normally be surrounding me are with my mother on the sofa watching TV. Because as soon as she comes over, they're allowed on the sofa every evening. So, because we'll sort of hang out and have dinner, and the kids go to bed, and then hang out with mum for a bit, and all the rest of that, and then I tend to work in the evenings and do bits and pieces at night. So then she'll crash out and watch TV before bed, gives a bit of peace and quiet after grandkids. So, yeah, the dogs love it because they're just on the sofa with her. It's like, yay, grandma's here, donk. So they get a week of that, which is nice. It does mean that Lucy is therefore safe because no dogs in the room. She's not going to get any suddenly nasty surprises. Is anyone else hobbying with me tonight, or are you just experiencing the furry grandkids? My mother was the nanny of my dog long before I had kids. My dog is 12 this year. So, and my mum is her favourite person, not just because of the sofa, she's always been her favourite person. In a proper grandparent style, would always smuggle her treats and such things when she came over, and would always let her do the thing. My mother would let the dog do the thing that she always wanted to do. It didn't matter what it was. My mum was like, yeah, go on then. Was always there with scratches and stuff, and I'm just like, no, I'm your owner, you're not supposed to do stuff like that. And my mum's like, oh, she's fine. Mm-hmm. Bad influence on my dog and on my mother. They're just bad influences on each other, but they love each other. That's important. It's important. I did the Gundam 78 quick tabletop paint job. It's up on Discord. I should look forward to seeing that, dude. Good job. So you got it done already? Already? I'm dipping in and out of painting more World War I Prussians. Nice. I've got a load of... I've got to finish a load of Flames of War stuff, actually. So I've got to get the review done for the Maginot Line box. Need to get that finished. I have such a backlog of stuff that I need to talk about at the moment, and like there should be, well, there is already actually. There's the review for Mount Haven's gone out to members today, so it goes out to everybody else tomorrow, which is good. I'm glad to have that particular monkey off my back because that needed doing. Then we've got the unboxing of Northern Wind, that's coming. And then I've got to do the review of the Maginot Line box, that's coming. I've got a terrain review to do. That's already part shot, so that needs finishing off. There's a lot to do at the moment. It's a busy time. Painting previously discussed elite. Bravo. Good job, Dallin. I have painted more Eldfall in the past month than I have Infinity in years. It's so nice. It is so, that's the thing. The miniatures for Eldfall are just nice. They're just happiness inducing. And then when they're done and you get to play, yeah, it's just, I don't know. hosting the first games event for 0 Hour next month. Bravo, dude. That's exciting. Good job, Neil. But down there, I hear you. It's like Eldfall was kicking around the community around me for a while, and I was kind of giving it the sneaky side eye because I had a lot of stuff going on, and we had it was around the time that Warcrow came into existence is when I started hearing about this Eldfall game, new system, blah blah blah. Don't care anything about that. And then I sort of did quite a bit with Warcrow for a while. A lot of love for that system, not least because, like, yeah, Hoopoo's a mate. I love her dearly, and you know when you like someone and you like the stuff that they do, so therefore you want to, yeah. So I was spending a lot of time focusing on what was going on with Warcrow and going that way. And I'm not a fantasy player traditionally. That's not my shtick. There's no guns. No one gets blown up. I mean, what the hell is it even gaming? So I wasn't particularly fussed. And then I think I'd seen some of it around. And I was like, do you know what? Actually, maybe there is something here. Maybe this is interesting. And then we had a retailer that was pushing it as well. And I was like, you know what? Fine. Let's have a look. Let's see what we can do. Let's see what this thing is. And then, yeah, I got my first 2-player set through the post and some other bits and pieces for it. And within 15 minutes of the first 2-player set being open in my house, I ordered the second 2-player set. I was like, no, I need this. I need all of this. And the Wayfarers as well. I've got the Wayfarer expansion too. It was just one of those, like, yeah, this makes me happy. This system genuinely makes me happy. And as a Infinity player, it was kind of, this system makes sense. I understand this intuitively because I know how to play Infinity. So this is Infinity with changes that I can deal with. So the system fitted in well, and then there was the co-op, and yeah, and then I got the miniatures, and yeah, they just make me happy. Although, to be fair, I did do a paint job on my Soga to start off with, and I got 2 miniatures into that, and I was like, I don't like this. This is rubbish. So I had to strip it and start again. So that was a bit disappointing, but less disappointing than if I'd gone further, because I was, you know, when you're just like, actually, I don't like this at all. This is not making me happy. So I had to get redone. But the new blue one, I'm happier with. It ties back with the scheme of my first Eldfall table, which is all winter. So happy with that. But yeah, they are lovely to paint. Adorable. He says painting an Infinity miniature, but you know what I mean. I have now finished my Eldfall Soga army, which is just great. Picked up the last 2 miniatures on Saturday night. So now we have a redonkulous amount of stuff. So there's that to be said for it. Redonkulous is good, right? Redonkulous is a good number of miniatures to own. But yeah, two on a towel sheet, 2 of each of the mushies. 3 attendants, 3 bushy attendants, I think. I think it's 3. Yes, it is 3. And then 1 of everything else. So that's kind of funky. More points than I'd care to mention. Let's not tot them up, eh? So that would just get worrying. I have to start thinking about how many points I actually have of a 85-point game. Although you can have 120 points in a roster now. So there's that. Have more options. Yeah, Gaming Bench, I can't argue with the fact that it being Unicool is definitely a big seller. And I've seen recently, I don't think they've announced it yet, so I can't, but I've seen the designs for some miniatures that are going to come soon, recently. And as soon as I saw them, so there's 2 different things. When I see new miniatures that are coming for Warcrow, I have the, okay, but what's it made of moment. is this Unicool or is this CO? Because if it's CO, I'm not interested. I'm not, not excited. But if it's Unicool, then I am. Whereas I don't have that with Eldfall because we know it's Unicool. So as soon as I see the miniature, I'm like, oh my god, look at that! That's gonna be so. Oh, it's pretty. Oh, it's pretty. And I'm just like, yeah. I saw a concept for one of a miniature that's coming in blank blank at blank blank, and genuinely had a little bit of a squee moment of excitement and bouncing up and down and flapping of arms. There was much hype, and it's nice that you can do that because it's CO. Because it's Unicool. It's not CO. Because it's Unicool, you know it's going to be good, and it adds to the pleasure of the system. Such a grand way. So totally get it. Haven't seen other studios. Any other studios in this material? Infinity does. Corvus Belli do. They do Unicool, and there's a couple of other companies that do it. There are some out there, but it's not as common as it should be. But it's not without its challenges. It's definitely not without its challenges. I, for one, can't wait for Sand Kingdom's Reinforcements box. Dallinair, all I will tell you is that it will not disappoint. It really won't disappoint. There have been some bits and pieces on the Discord of Eldfall regarding that. I'd go and have a dig around for it if you haven't already, if you haven't seen them already. Well worth your time. Because freaking pretty is freaking pretty. I didn't think I would like Sand Kingdoms, but then I painted them and now I love them. Yep, this is the way. It's the way it goes. Unicorn minis, I'm working on getting some done right now. What are you doing? Larbeard, which ones are you working on? For whom? For which systems? I almost got, before Unicools, sometimes it took me so long to assemble the models, I got too tired to paint and just have it sit on a shelf forever. Almost like I got PTSD and burnt out on a hobby from assembling alone. Yeah, no, I hear you. I had that, oh god, see, I was really excited about getting arquebuses for Hegemony of Embersig, for Warcry, and they turned up, and not only were they serial cast, but I was missing pieces for 2 of the miniatures. So it's just like, right, I'm going to take forever to do this, and I can't finish these 2 anyway. It was one of those things where it was just like, because I wanted to get, the original plan was to get 2 squads of arquebuses, because I think they're awesome, and there's things you can do to like buff up their lethality. And I just liked them. I thought it was a cool idea. And then I got 1 box and I was like, nope, we're done. We've had quite enough of that. Thank you very much. Won't be doing that again. And purely down to seer cost. Purely down to seer cost. That legitimately was a sale that will not happen because of the material. And I was keeping up with all the releases of Sons of Yaldabaoth since they came out with Song of the Dormant. And then we had a couple that were Seocast, and I'm just like, do you know what? I'm gonna give it a couple of months until the bad taste settles down, and then I'll get some more in. So, just wish I wanted Mountain Haven, because they're all Unicool, and that's great, as it should be, as nature intended. Our 5th edition compatible campaign, Dark Descent. Ah, cool. Nice. Enjoy, buddy. Look forward to seeing them on the Discord if they're not there already. Because like a bit of a hobby update. Like to see what everyone else is doing too. It's nice. Like have the community, to have channel members and such sharing their work on the Discord. Makes me happy. Inspires me, and sometimes people have questions, and it's nice. All help out. Which reminds me, I haven't said once today, which makes me a very terrible YouTuber. YouTuber. I'm not going to say the I word because I just feel dirty and I need a shower. But do please subscribe if you're not already, and likes and all that stuff. If you can, then if you have Amazon Prime, then please do become a member over on Twitch, because it doesn't cost you a bean, and it takes some money off of Bezos, which I think is a good thing, I have to say. So just follow that link in the YouTube chat and then become a subscriber over on Twitch for free. And that's nice. Makes me happy. Makes you happy. Everyone gets good karma. It's great. So please do that. And if you're not a member already on YouTube, then do please consider becoming a member. It's less than the cost of a cup of coffee, and you get access to the Discord, so then you can come and see more of this and me and meet more of these reprobates and stuff. It's kind of cool. So on our painting table, we are finishing up on the Ariadna HMG Kazakh, very cool miniature, and the Scout, very cool miniature. Then we have the Spare Snacks box set, very, very cool miniatures. I used to have TAC. Myself. TAC are very cool. I had to stop. Like, I sold all of my TAC in one go because I found myself continually writing lists with like 20 plus camo markers, which is really easy to do in that particular force. And it just felt mucky. I couldn't respect myself in the morning. So we decided it was time to just accept that that wasn't the particular faction for me, which is no shade. You know, if you can do that, that's great. I just felt mucky. So I decided it wasn't the faction for me and walked away. Best decision ever. But they are very cool, and I do have a lot of love for them. Very much so. We're actually making a little bit. We're making a little bit of progress on here now, which is good. Balancing up the talking and the painting. Go frickin' me. All very proud. It's almost 2 legs done. And then we can just try them on that base, which is what I want to do. It's also like, when you try them on the base and you see them on there and you see how it's going to end, I find that quite inspiring, because I always, especially when I'm doing so much work on a base like I am with these, because they're all custom cut up and all that sort of stuff, and various bits added on and things. I find that if I'm sort of flagging with a miniature, put it on its base, and just see it in context, it's sort of like, yeah, no, I'm going to push through and finish this now, because it's cool. It's going to look great. So that's the other reason we're doing this, because these do take time. I foolishly started Infinity with TAC and quickly hated it. I can imagine that you did. It's not, I don't think... So like TAC's got a recent buff. If you're not familiar, TAC is... It's an Ariadna sectorial, and it's very... you need to put down a lot of camo on the board. You need to be able to run that camo confidently and competently, and with a degree of speed and a degree of focus. And it's very... like... it can be quite unforgiving, because you have units that do a very specific job, and you need to know where and how to both support and apply them. You know, that's an important thing inside of that sectorial. So it's not that straightforward to learn when you're learning how to do like your declarations of move, shoot, blah 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 blah. That's got to be your focus. Then having to learn on top of that, right? So what does a camo do? It does this, right? When do I reveal it? Well, only on a Wednesday, but only on that Wednesday if it rained the previous Tuesday. What? That doesn't make any sense. It does if you're a TAC player. But TAC is awesome. TAC is awesome. I agree, Neil. They are. Being at Bulleteer, that makes sense now, as we do Mucky. I really enjoyed doing the camo on my Ariadna troops. Looks like I need to join to show them on the Discord, it seems. Yes, unfortunately so, Mike. The Discord is for channel members only. because I'm a soulless, money-grabbing YouTube person. That's the why of it. I'd love to tell you it's a different reason, but with the money that I get from the various members and Patreons, I fund my worrying habits, like buying more miniatures. Actually, I don't. I use it to take time off of my day job so I can do more of this, which is just one of those things. Got to pay the mortgage. So yeah, unfortunately, I am heartless and will take your money shamelessly to give you access to the Discord. But it's worth it because you get to hang around with, I think there's like 80 odd people on there, which is kind of crazy now. Funded by Evil Cat Girl Empire. I mean, yes. Also no, but yes. How many people are on Discord now? I was looking the other day and there were like 83 people on the Dice Gods Discord, which is so freaking cool. I mean, a lot of them just sort of stand around looking awkward and don't say anything, but that's probably for the best with what the rest of you are saying. And me. I'll be blunt. Also me. I'm not blameless in this equation. That's what he said joke going around earlier, courtesy of Kaz, which was one of those, well, that's the level we're at now. Took us a while. We've actually had to come up quite substantially to achieve that. But, Army Painter going hard, now announcing a TC collaboration. Yeah, Army Painter have got really hyper-aggressive recently. With like, just, they seem to want to partner with everybody that's moving. Which is, I guess, you know, that's cool. I have not tried out their new Fnatic stuff. I've heard good things. But, like, at the moment, I'm mostly doing Scale 75, some AK, and some Vallejo. Although, do we like Vallejo anymore, or are they still scumbags? I'm not caught up on whether they're actually treating their staff properly now. Because if they're not treating their staff properly now, then we need to switch away from that, because I'm not paying somebody that's not looking after their staff, basically. So I need to see whether they've actually sorted their poop out yet, or whether they're still being stupid. Pay your people, people. People need to live, people. I'd rather pay a couple of extra cents for a bottle of paint and have the person that make it have a decent standard of living than not, you know? So, yeah, I need to see whether Vallejo are being dicks anymore, pardon my language. Because they were, and there was no need for it. But. Loving AK, never used them before, but they do go and so smooth. That's the yellow that I'm hitting on the edges with this, because it's just got, the yellows are really poppy, and I love it. Especially for finishing off this kind of yellowy green. It just gives that final, like, boom. I just love it. No BS, man after my own heart. I will definitely be looking at, as Infinity End 5 has really grabbed me, and definitely want to keep in touch with like-minded players. And also with, like, if you're running your way through the Institute, Mike, then the member versions of the Institute videos, especially the later videos, are longer and more detailed, and they have more stuff. Like, there's downloads and stuff you can get. So I use AK Army Painter and Citadel. It's just the easiest to buy in Canada, that's all. Yeah, you go with it. There's no judgment. You go with what you can get. Not everything's available everywhere, and you've got to be realistic. Totally get that. I don't tend to use like much Citadel anymore. I have some bits, like if I look over here, you know, liquid mud. Gotta love it. I use that for dulling some stuff down. And this as well, when I like on the bases, getting some of the dry brush orange on there. I love this stuff. It's brilliant. I don't even know if they make it anymore. But I try not to use too much from Citadel anymore because it's just expensive. And I think a lot of the time, historically, it's not been as good as the other stuff you can get. So try and stick away from it. But, you know, no judgment. We're all hobbyists as long as we're happy. As long as you're not doing anyone any harm, I have no issues. It's all gravy, baby. It is all gravy. Can confirm the Discord is full of nice people. They don't tell me my painting is terrible or anything. No, we don't down there, because your painting is not terrible. So, you're a little ray of sunshine, and so is your work. So, live with it. You're nice. But yeah, no, I'm super loving the Discord. When I first created it, I was like, is this going to be something useful? Is this going to be interesting? Are people going to come on, and what am I going to end up with? And you know, I try and keep it with the positive energy. I try and keep everything with the hobby with positive energy, because this is supposed to be fun. Your hobby's supposed to be enjoyable, and a lot of people just don't make it that way, and it's really sad. I just can't get the negativity some people bring to their hobby. Like, if you feel that way about it, don't do it, for God's sake, people. One day he becomes colourblind and discovers Discord is actually full of assholes. I mean, yes, but they're my assholes. That's the important thing. They're the people that looked at me and went, yeah, no, he's quite nice actually. We're gonna support him. So they clearly make bad choices, which puts them on an absolute level playing field with me, and therefore they are completely my folks. That's why it works. I moved over to Army Painter myself. GW Contrast was nice, but I hate their paint pots. Speed Paint 2 has really grabbed me. Heard good things about AK Interactive. Yeah, I've got the original Speed Paints here. I bought all of those, and then they went, oh no, they're a bit rubbish, we're going to replace them with something else. I'm not buying anything more. I've got these ones, and I shall live with these. Speed Paints at home. But they're nice enough, they're cool. And I bought, when I switched across from G-Dub to Infinity, I bought a full Army Painter set, because, like, you know, need new paints if you're going to do a whole new system. So that was the end of 40k 5th edition, just for your time frames there, people. Which, granted, with the release rate of GW products is about 15 minutes ago, because, you know, during this conversation they've released 6 versions of 40k. But yeah, no, I bought into a whole set of Army Painter. I was like, this is amazing. Like you say, for the paint pots and stuff, brilliant. Suddenly something that stays, like, keeps the moisture in. It's just crazy. 6 was horrible as you got out at the right time. No, I know. I looked at 6th edition for 40k, and I was a Blood Angel player, and we went from Descent of Angels of just like my Assault Marines drop in and slice you up into bits to, oh look, we're Red Ultramarines. No, we're not. No, that's not what we do at all. So yeah, I was completely done with that. Bailed on that one completely. Apparently the OG speed paints dry slower and reactivate easier than new ones. Exactly, that was the problem with them. You can reactivate them really easily. Like, you look at them funny, you varnish them wrong, and they will reactivate quite happily, and then you've got problems. Which is not great. It's not a feature, it's definitely a bug. But for what I use them for, not a major issue. So there's that, when I do use them. But I don't know. As you're probably seeing with what I'm actually doing, I'm more of sort of a base, wet blend, highlight, like put a final edge highlight on to give it some punch. More interested in the effect than the sort of technical process. And I don't know. I should want to do this quicker, but the process, the taking of the time, makes me happy. Hey Mike, welcome to Acolyte. Thank you, buddy. Welcome to the community, you little legend. You'll find in the on the channel page there will be a link to the Discord. Where is it? It's in one of the posts, member only posts. But you'll find that there. If you get stuck, let me know and I'll ping you a link. I should put that out again, because periodically my Discord disconnects its links, and then you end up with all kinds of problems with people like, well, it doesn't work anymore. Yeah, I know. It's because it's a Wednesday. Discord hates me. You are indeed. Thank you, Mike. I really appreciate that. I too was a Blood Angels player. They entirely destroyed my army, sadly. All the models were either removed or replaced. Yes, just don't get me started down there. It was one of those things where I actually started originally 40k with Rogue Trader, so first edition. So it's not first edition, it's Rogue frickin' Trader, despite what some people will tell you. And yeah, I'd been in and out of the system, been out of the hobby quite a few times. And yeah, but 5th was kind of, I just felt tired. It was like, yeah, no, really, we're going to a new edition. Oh, good, my army's just not my army anymore. All flavour is lost. Never mind then, chaps. You know, best of luck. Enjoy. Crack on. Cannot be bothered with that anymore. Just wasn't for me. It feels cynical sometimes with them, and I cannot be. I don't mind companies like making money off me, because they need to. If Free Company does not make profit, you know, they're about to put up their prices. They've put this out. Free Company's prices are going up. We know this. It's going to be a bit of a jump. You're going to notice it. Okay? That is so that they can be profitable and they can grow. And the profit means that their staff get paid. I have no issue with that. I too like to get paid. I have no problems with that whatsoever. But with GW, it feels cynical. They want to make more of the money. And I can't be okay with the company seeing me as a walking wallet. And as soon as a company does that, I'm kind of done. Like, no, I'm not. I'm a member of your community, you know, here for the grace of you, or so the grace of I go you. You know what I mean? So, still remember when people talked about how Warhammer prices weren't rising like CB's prices were due to the trade war. Yeah, people. I agree with you. Outfall is incredibly cheap for what it is, especially for the stuff that you need. And like, yeah, I understand they've got to put their prices up because they do. They are cheap at the moment, and they are not producing a cheap product. It should not be as cheap as it is. So I completely get and support them putting the prices up. That is as somebody that, yes, they do send me some stuff for free. That's true. But for example, I'm waiting on delivery at the moment of the rock golems. I think it's rock golems. I'm calling them that now anyway. And a tournament pack and stuff like that. So I do pay my money as well with them. And I have no issue with them putting the price up. It's that what they need to do to continue as a company and to grow. Absolutely, do it. And they immediately after that, they raised the prices. Yeah, people are GW. Grr. When you look at a company from your childhood and they just seem a bit scummy, it's just not a nice feeling. It's just not a nice feeling, guys. Not happy about it. I hope that never really, you know, I hope that... I know there's companies out there that want to be GW, but I hope they appreciate that that's not necessarily a good idea. And sometimes it's a damn right bad idea. That's what killed my enthusiasm for GW, all their game changing so many times just to milk their player base, and even my son got cross with it as much as he loved playing with the game. Yeah, exactly, that's it. When you feel like they are, like, just taking the, you know, taking it out of you. And the thing is that everyone has a value that they put to their hobby and to the things that they buy. You know, you have a point where it's like I'm going to buy into at some point Star Wars Legion. That's the thing that's going to happen. I'm going to buy back into it. I knew when I left that I was going to at some point. I left because there was going to be a new edition, and that new edition was bringing new miniatures, and the new miniatures were going to be better. So I was like, right, I'm selling my stuff now. Before that really becomes a thing, other people can buy them and run with them and be happy. I will not be happy with old miniatures when the new ones drop, because that's how I'm built. And the old ones were fine, but I was betting on the new ones being awesome, and they are. So I made the right choice. But the new price point for the new releases, it gives me a bit of a wince. It gives me a bit of a oof. oof. It's not so much that I'm like, no, but it is a little bit oof. So they're right at the cusp of my sort of what value I give to that particular, part of the hobby. They're right at the very edge of it. So if they go up much more, then I'll probably be out. They'll probably price me out. But everyone has that level, that sort of perceived value point where you just, you've had enough. It's too expensive for what you're prepared to do, or what you're prepared to take. And Eldfall is definitely, is that it? I am. There was a point where for something like 200, I think it was just under 200 euros, you could buy the entire range of Eldfall core miniatures. Now, not the Earthland miniatures, not the summonables for Sand Kingdoms. That was on top, which was an extra 100, granted. But for under 200, you could get every miniature sort of for the core faction in the game. It was just like, that's ridiculous. It's 4 factions that I can basically complete. That's crazy. So I don't begrudge them putting the price up. Kind of fine with that. Good with that. Long may they reign. Long may they grow. And looking at the plans they've got for us, if they do, as they do, we are going to be happy people. All I can say about that. Definitely. Yes, Infinity Miniatures is not cheap, but buying an action pack and damn near have an army good to go for a standard game, maybe another small set or two, such a difference. Yeah, no, absolutely. I don't think Infinity's got more expensive over the years, and it is getting up there, especially when you look at some of the individual miniatures. Warcrow's worse, to be fair. I have a lot of love for Warcrow, but the pricing of that sometimes is just like, God damn, really? I saw the Black Angels for Hegemony, the cavalry. I was like, those are some pretty damn miniatures. I've got to own those. And they're like 80 euros. I was like, or not. I'm kind of good with that, actually. Now as you come to mention it, there's no problem at all. I can live without not owning those. Or I can live with not owning those. So, but yeah, I think Infinity at the moment it's got up there, but it's not too much yet. So I started recently with Shatterpoint. Their prices are a bit grim too, but at least don't need as much as Legion. Yeah, they are. That was, I actually, when Shatterpoint first came out, when it was announced and was up for pre-order, I pre-ordered the whole thing. And it was like 300 euros for the starter set and the terrain set and stuff. And I was on holiday at the time. It was the first day of the pre-order was while I was on holiday. And I was like, no, I'm getting this because it's Star Wars, so frack yes, gimme. And I placed the order and went back to lounging on the beach. And my wife was kind of like, "You're right. You don't seem particularly happy." It's like, well, I'm not actually. I've just bought this stuff, and it doesn't feel good. It feels a bit much. It feels a bit expensive. And she was like, well, do what you want to do. It's up to you. And I sat with it. And I sat with it for a few hours. And I was like, no, too expensive. I can't do it. I'm not happy with that amount of money on that particular product. That's just too much. So we cancelled it all. So, yeah. In Canada, Infinity is more expensive than Warcrow now. Jesus, really? Wow. Hegemony Cavalry are tag size, so it's understandable to me. Yeah, I don't know. It was a bit weirded out before I got them. The Orc Riders are humongous as well. Yeah, each one's the size of the next page. I get that, dude. I get that they are big. I think part of the thing is that they are not the same weight as a tag. So a tag in a list is a chunk of your list. It's a third of your list or whatever. If you get the Black Angels or you get the Wild Riders, they're not that much of a chunk of your list. You still have a load of stuff to get on top of that. So the actual sort of percentage of your total list that you're getting for that cash investment is lower. And I think that's where it comes from. I think that's where my issue is, because Warcrow is bigger. There are more miniatures. I think that's, yeah, I don't know. Just something about it just doesn't sit right with me, so I can't do it. And the thing is, they are beautiful miniatures, and they are really well done and really beautifully sculpted. I can definitely say that, but it's just, I don't know. If they were around the €60 mark, I think I would snap them up, but around the 70, €80 mark, it's just too much. It's too damn high. It's just where we are. And everyone has that point, you know. I've got friends that bought into Shatterpoint. They were up to their ears in it in seconds. And bought that starter set without, you know, it's perfectly reasonable. It just, you know, everyone has their level. So, yeah, all good. And those miniatures are certainly gorgeous. So the Hegemony and Northern Tribes Cavalry are certainly gorgeous, but yeah, it just doesn't. It's at a level where I'm not happy with it, because like the War Rig, that was fine. I had no issue with that at all. That was very good value from my perspective. That worked. The scale, the size, the quality, all of it. Very, very happy, but weird, isn't it? Very, very weird. But yeah. Anyway, I was going to get the fourth leg done, but it's getting a bit late. So I think I'm going to run for the hills, gentlefolk. We've made some progress. This is starting to look a little bit more like a thing now. Happy with how it's shaping up. Get this other leg done here. And it can go on the base and we can see how it looks. I think it will probably go on this base. Don't know how, but it will go on there. Look badass. And then that can go, because this can go in a fire team of Bag Marie, which is hilarious. So you can stick this in a Harris of Bag Marie and have mischief with it. And I think actually what I'm going to do, because you've got the ammo drum for the Spitfire under here, I think I'm going to make it orange. I'm just a traditionalist. They used to be, and I kind of want it to be. So yeah, I think it will be again. But yeah, there you go, chaps and chapettes and chappies and chappies. Thank you so much for your time. Appreciate you hanging out with me. As I say, if you're not a member, if you are a member, then you can head over to your membership area of choice, whether that be the YouTubes or over on the Patreons, and you will find there the review-ish of Mount Haven, my thoughts on the Mount Haven releases for Warcry. And it's not a standard review, actually. Like I said, I went a little bit different with that. And then we're going to be doing the unboxing of the Northern Wind. That will be coming probably tomorrow for members, Wednesday for non-members. Fridays, we've got some Infinity-related shenanigans. If I can finish that off, we'll see how lucky you get. But aside from that, I definitely won't be live streaming on Thursday because I'm on a project this week, so that's going to suck. I won't be around. But thank you all for spending your time with me. And lovely to meet you, Mike. And I will see you on Discord. And Gaming Bench, lovely to see you as well. I don't think I've met you before, so lovely to have you here too. And everyone else that joined, it's been great. Thank you so much. And yeah, I will see you all again soon. Take care and bye.